Hello team. So in this video we're going to talk about SDL and C++. So this stream is going to be, I believe, so I started building a pawn game with C++ and SDL library between other libraries. And I almost finished the game. The game is almost finished. I just need maybe one more stream to finalize the the game here online. But I realized that I didn't, while building the game, I realized that I didn't have total understanding of the SDL library. So I found a good basic tutorial in internet, and I believe it was a great idea to just learn and review this tutorial with you guys. At the same time, I'm explaining my experience, the experience that I've been getting in C++ and SDL until today. So for that, what I did was I created a CPP SDL tutorial, okay, which is here, and I'm pushing every detail or every tutorial, everything that I found useful here in this repo that you can find in my repository. Okay, so the whole idea is that you have a resource or a repo that you can download for free, and I get information you need easily. I also post the link for the tutorials inside the folder, inside the folders. You will see a readme file with all the links that I've been referring to, so you can find also the information from the source from the first place that I was learning it. So the whole idea with this is that you can have another perspective on the tutorials. So yeah, so let's review what we have done today. Okay, so let's start with the SDL window. So basically this is a file about the window creation and destruction. You initialize, let's just put this here so you can see better. Okay, so yeah, you initialize the SDL library, create a window, create a surface, fill a rectangle with white color, update the surface, and wait for 2 seconds. Okay, or 2 milliseconds in this case, which is 2000 milliseconds, which is 2 seconds. Destroy the window before you quit the SDL library and return 0. So, but there is another way to stop the window before without doing a delay. So you basically just start expecting, or you basically wait for all the events that are coming in, and you expect that the quit event comes through, and if that happens, you basically exit the window, and you have the process going and destroying all the other resources. So that's another way to initialize a window library. It's a basic component. You have the screen global the screen width and height global variables here. You have the entry point function. You have an SDL window pointer window and a screen surface pointer variable, and you basically do the rest. The only difference here is that you control with the logic statement, with with the control statement, you control if this with this variable, you control if you have to quit, and if you have to quit, you don't need to, basically you go out of this while, and it will go here to destroy the windows. Very straightforward, very easy. This is the kind of the same similar to the other file. The only difference is that you here use the polling event function to just start waiting for the event queues. Okay, so the load images, there is different ways to load images. So I'm putting these comments here so it's easy for you to visualize or to find the data or the file for what it is. You basically here you will load a file. I think I put some tips here, so basically some information so you can understand better. Image 2. Here you do the same thing. In load 3, basically you load the image but with image library. Okay, here we have load image 4, which this is a file that we just need to delete. We have load image text to render. There are different ways to load the image, even using the SDL image library. So that's why I create this other file here, CPP file, so you can see how, oh sorry, how you can load the texture, creating a texture from surface instead of just creating, loading the image. Okay, so soft stretching, let's just put here details. Okay, so we have soft stretching, which is basically a way to scale This is about scaling, handling events. This is about event handling. It's the same thing, another way to. And geometry. Okay, this is about geometry. So this is a simple note statement that I was not comment that I geometry in the screen. Okay. I think this is the last one, so we're gonna stay here. Oh, view render. I think I also I'm missing the number. Should, okay. So this is the first tutorial series that I'm just trying to get. Okay. Viewport, render. Okay, so we stay here. Geometry rendering, render hardware set the shapes with SDL2, and we also have the viewport control, which is just basically change the pointer on the screen window to start writing or painting things. Okay. I think we already discussed this one in the last video, so I'm gonna skip here. I'm gonna say git status, git commit. Okay, so now we're going to review again geometry render, and let's see if we have it correct here. And for that we're going to, I haven't changed this one, but okay, we have the squares, the middle point. We have everything here, and let's review the other one, which is the viewport, which will have several images there. We have 1, 2, 3 images, and we start painting each image at the end of the border of the other one. So that's how we control the viewport. So now we're going to review color keying. So when rendering multiplies images on the screen, having image with transparent background is usually necessary. Fortunately, SDL provide an easy way to do this using color key. Okay, let's just add a new file. Okay, color keying. Okay, so we're going to include iostream, include SDL. Let's get the basic, so like as a kata. Okay, sometimes I like to do the basic templates so I can get used to the libraries and how to construct and destruct the libraries. Here we have if SDL init SDL init video. Okay, and we are going to use here SDL lock. Okay, so then okay. We create a window, initialize the window here. So initialize the surface. But actually you just have to get on the surface SDL direct SDL update window surface with the window. SDL destroy Windows surface, destroy window, SDL quit, return 0. So with this, I believe we can just come here and say color key. What I'm doing here is just compiling. With G++, we'll make a different video for this specific part. I just want to finish the tutorials today. SDL may only fine. Oh. Nice. So we have executables and we have color. Let's just increment the delay here. Oh, we don't have any delay here. Okay. Destroy. Okay, let's wait for a couple of seconds. And okay, open and close. So we have the basic structure to open a window here, and now we're going to the tutorial, and we're going to read what the tutorial has. When rendering multiplies images on the screen, having an image with transparent background is usually necessary. Fortunately, SDL provides an easy way to do this using color key. So it's going to use a class, and let's put this class here somewhere. Okay. So we have basically a public constructor destructor to deallocate the memory. We have a function to load the images for a specific path. We have another deallocation function to free the memory maybe from the same texture that we just load, and we get another functions to read height and weight. I believe this should be in a different file. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna remain it there just in case we're going to move it later. Okay, guys. So for that, we're going to for this tutorial, we're going to grab the SDL texture in a class to make some things easier. For example, if you want to get certain information about the texture, such as with width and height, you will have to use some SDL functions to query information for the texture. Instead, what we are going to do is using a class to grab and store the information about the texture. It's very straightforward class in terms of design. It has a constructor, destructor, pair, a file loader, a deallocator, a renderer, let's take a position. Okay, basically we have, for this end, there are two textures we're going to load here. Declare you. Okay, we're going to take these two. So basically, we're going to try to paint this right on the canvas. He's trying to explain what the constructor and destructor does. Okay, let's review something. Let's review the code, because if CVP and he's using a class which will have a okay, so well, it seems that you can put classes in the same CPP file, which is okay. Let's see what this does. So we're going to change here SDL2 and SDL. Okay. Okay. So we have a class here. We have the init load media, which is the same, and we have the texture, the full texture, background texture. We have the structure, which can be initialized there. We deallocate load. So basically you have a class here that you initialize all your variables. And you don't initialize the variables, you declare the structure of the object. Okay, here are the argument, the constructor, the structure, some functions, and the attributes. You have another, yeah, this is just a menu. This is the init function that is going to initialize the SDL. And this is new, SDL set hint. I haven't seen this one. SDL hint render scale quality. Init printf load media printf else main loop with event. Okay, send the rendered crowd, render clear. So basically we are just loading two different images with some specific properties. Free surface. Okay, let's just copy these two images here. And let's see what happens now when we compile. Because I still don't understand. Oh wait. now this should work. Let's compile it. Let's execute it. Oh, nice. I understand now. So basically, you find a way to, you see how the food is this color. You basically find a way to remove the color and blend it with the background. This is what color keying means. I believe so. Here's the main loop or texture render. It's basically loop that handle events, clear the screen, render the background, render the stick figure on top of it, and update the screen. An important thing to note is that order matters when you are rendering multiple things to the screen every frame. If we render the stick figure first, the background will render over it and you won't be able to. Okay, let's put this detail because I think it's important. Okay, now clip rendering and sprite sheets. So I think this one is very straightforward. Basically, we just print a background and another image, just changing the color. You render the food to the screen, background texture, render 00. Oh, nice. So basically, color key, man, I understand this better now. Color key is just a way to make pixels on your own surface, not rendered. Okay, this is done. So let's go to the next one. Clip render and sprite sheets. Let's put here 10. Let's do this. 1. And we have, after that we have hello screen, image loading, which is just load images, which is going to be here. 2. 2. 2. Let's do this. This is just a better way to organize the files. Since I don't want to put them in single folders, I like to have them. Okay. Geometry render. Okay, this should be 3. 4. 5. Click render as spreadsheets. Sometimes you only want to render part of the texture. A lot of time games like they keep multiple images on the same sprite sheet as opposed to having a bunch of texture. Using clip rendering, we can define a portion of the texture to render as opposed to render the whole thing. Oh, basically what it's going to teach you here, I believe, is just how to change the sprite position map. Okay. So we're going to use kind of the same class, and now we're going to have a sprite clip with a sprite sheet texture. And we're going to use the same texture to sprite 4 different areas of the stripe of the sprite in different places. Okay, this is very straightforward. So we're just going to copy here So here's the same idea we were just explaining before. That's why I'm not spending too much time here. You basically load the image. The image contains four different dots. This is the image we have here, uh, which is four different dots with the same size. We have an image here with a background of certain color in this type in or certain color. Now it's cyan, but can be in any color, and you basically use the same technique before, the color keying, and you load the sprite. You have the class here, texture, okay, and you basically create a texture. You load the image, you initialize the surface, you set the color key for the to replace the cyan color that you don't want to render anymore, and you get the surface, you get the width and height of the image, and with that information you are going to use it here in the load media to specialize the specific sprite characteristics. In this case you have a map or the positions of this sprite. In this case going to be the left sprite, the right sprite, the bottom left, and the bottom right. Okay, that's how you set in memory where the position of your specific sprites are, and after that you just paint the different sprite here. So render the top left sprite, you render sprite clips are going to render specific, in this case the top left, and so on and so forward. Color modulation. Okay, color modulation. So color modulation So basically here we have just a window that use a texture to modulate the color of the screen. Let's see, let's see what's the output here. So the only things that I don't know where this is practiced. Maybe it's just for changing the color, the texture format of the color. I'm not sure why color modulation will be used, to be honest. Alpha blending. Hey Chibank. Yeah, just let me know if you need some help, man. You still there? What is the issue you have? Did you download the library? Let me know, man. Okay, I'm gonna review with you what is the issue. Just let me just finish this specific to copy this right now, and I'm going to review what you have to do. So let's just review the alpha blend, which is just a way to do transparency. Okay, buddy. So you need to go here. Let's review how to set up the SDL2 library. Okay. So, and this is important to understand because I spent like a couple of hours doing it. So you go here, Google. Okay. You put SDL2 in this case if you're working with SDL2. Okay. And you go to releases. You go to releases, you're going to use this one, the Min WB. And the reason for this is because you're going to use a Min WB compiler, which should be here. Okay, so you need to go here too, and you need to download MSys2. You follow these two websites. Okay, it's just here. Let me just copy link, download this one, and download this. Okay, so you have to download those two. First is the library, second is the compiler. And this is not a compiler, this is just a distribution of a software that help you, that basically enhance the compiler mechanism um, with GNU G++. So when you install it, so you have it here. So another thing you have to do is open this one. Is MSys2 UCRT64. Okay, I'm gonna save you some time here. You have to use this one, and you're basically going to you're going to copy. Okay, if you download this, you have to download this one. I also suspect you are using the x64 CPU computer. I suspect, right? So which is important, and you're going to download. You're going to use this one. Okay, the GCC and also the G++. Okay, so you need to run this in this library, in this editor, in this shell, pardon me. Okay, you're going to download all of them. After you set up, you're going to download all of them, and you are going to find environment. So you need to also go here to where SDL. Okay, and you need to copy this inside some specific directory that you're going to use. Okay, copy SDL library inside directory. So after you copy these two, you have to also update your path. So if you don't know how to update your path, you need to go, if you're in Windows, edit system environment variables, you go here, and you go here to the system variable, not the one for your user. Okay, you go here and you put them here. Okay, you can see include and also leave here. You have your path there included. Once you have that, it should be everything ready for you to import here SDL2. And the reason I put SDL2, oh, I'm missing one other thing. You also have to copy the DLL inside here. I believe this last step is not mandatory. There are other ways to configure, but it's just the faster way I did it. So let me know if you have more questions. I believe with those steps you should be ready to run after this command g++ so I'm gonna try to specify this here. Path, path, and path. So in this command that I'm sharing with you here, it's important for you to understand that if you don't have the image library installed, so maybe you don't need it. So in case you don't need it, you just omit. Man, I hope this works for you. And let me know. Okay. Okay, this one is just to control the alpha blend properties against two images, and this technique is very important because maybe use this is used to fade in, fade out the elements of your game. Nice. So let's go to It's so cool. What is V-Sync? He clearly demonstrated that he's not an animator. And show one right after the other every tenth of the second will be get a this animation. Since images in SDL2 are typical SDL texture, animating an SDL is a matter of showing different part of the texture, of different whole texture, one right after the other. Okay, I like this one. Let's review this one. Um, let's create a new file. Let's okay, we have 4 frames here. Okay, let's explain this file. So we load the libraries, specify the size of the window. We have our class, texture class we already review. We have the load init and close functions that we already review. We create the window, the render, and we create different global variables here, which is the constant animation frames. We have the rectangle uh, for the texture. So the rectangle maps for the animation texture frames, and we have the texture. Basically, we have the structure here. We load the file. Oops, sorry. We load the image. We create a texture, and we load the texture if we need to. Extract the texture on the free. Set color. Set blend mode. Set alpha. Render. Okay, it's just for render. Initialize the video. Yeah, I don't know what SDL set hint is for. Set texture filter to linear. Yes. Let's continue reading this one because I don't know what. Okay, so we have. I understand how to do the animation for the sprite frame, but for this and future tutorials, we want to use vertical sync. Vertical sync allows the rendering to update at the same time as when you monitor updates during vertical refresh. For this tutorial, it will make sure that animation doesn't run too fast. Most monitors run at about 60 frames per second, and that's the assumption we're making here. If you have a different monitor refresh rate, that will explain why the animation is running too fast or slow. Okay, buddy, just let me know. That's so cool. Okay, we have this one done. Thank you, Lazy Fu, for these tutorials. Are amazing, man. Thank you. Whatever you are, thank you. Whatever you are. Okay, we have. Oh, we have a lot of them to do. Okay, rotation and flipping. Okay, I already did this on the Pond video game, how to load a font tutorial. So you can learn how to import the libraries. That was a fair exercise so you can import the SDL functionalities that you need to for loading the types fonts. Which I think is better just to so if you don't know how to download this, you go here, this library, SDLTTFs, you go here, um, releases, and you find the same, min WB. You download it. Once you download it, you copy the include libraries inside the SDL folder we already explained before, and that's how you can import it here. And you also, or you also need to come here and import the DLL for the TS library, which I haven't done that yet. Let's copy this here. Okay. Let's try something. I want to try something here. This shouldn't compile because I'm missing the. So I need to find the. I need to find. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. So now. So now we have this one, and we have 10 load font.cpp. Okay, this is the problem. So we have to go here. Let's copy here. Let's paste it here. Okay. And let's go here. Okay, I have to compile it again. I'm missing maybe some variable here. Okay. Okay, this is just maybe which is weird because it's already compiling. This should work. This should work. So I don't know what's happening here, but I'm gonna find it later. So I already built this game that contains the information for how to load this font. Okay, so for now I'm gonna skip this and continue. That information is one of my streams. Mouse bands. Okay, guys, we're going to keep here. Gonna eat something. I'm gonna continue later. See you in the next stream.